In this video, I am going to talk about knowing thyself. I think that knowing thyself is just one of the most important things in whatever you do. Like, you have to ask yourself, what are you good at? And why is my major computer information systems? What do I like? All these questions do not only decide your future, it also can decide the future of others. And if you don't know the importance of your assets, how can you ever say that you can protect them? It is always important to make research on your own and your physical assets. Only watching does not mean that you can protect it. And how do we know that our facility is safe? Before we can talk about security, we have to know what exactly we are protecting. There is a lot that comes in mind. So for me, when it comes to physical security now, when I think about it, like most of the people just think like, oh, I'm gonna place a camera there. Oh, I'm gonna place some biometrics there. And I think that's gonna do it. No, that's just not how it works. For specific reasons and for specific assets, you have to do the specific physical security. When I was first reading about physical security, I was probably just thinking like you about protecting physical assets such as computers, secret rooms, or documents. And like I said, I thought putting some cameras and doing some biometrics will do the trick. But I thought wrong. There are many other possibilities how intruders can make their way into those secret rooms or gain access. For example, people sometimes pretend to be workers, like they go into a business and they pretend to be a worker at some point to gain access to the building. Looking at the camera at that specific moment, you will still think that this particular person is just here to do his job. But in fact, he is here for other purposes. He is here to steal your physical assets and your physical data. Hacking is like a really complex process. Like you have to be really trained in that. But really just to steal some physical assets that are just laying there somewhere on the table is really not a hard thing to do. So basically, oh, I feel like everybody could do that. And that's why we really have to be extra careful with it. And that's why I think the security there has to be like extra specific and there has to be like more physical security. What about like building material from which a military base was built? I mean, a lot of countries are, when they're in war, they are gonna focus military bases to attack. Like, what if the military base was just built out of woods? I mean, it would explode like in a second. So I think like those things are like really important to consider when like building something that is like into your business. So, and talking about physical security, before you can even do a business, you should just really think about physical security. And it's not only physical security that I think is important. I mean, of course, other securities are important as well, but it's really just like that physical security before you start anything is really, really important. Because when you already started to build and like you're done with the building and afterwards you think like, oh no, um, I should have built the bases like differently, then I mean it's already too late. You already built it and you cannot change it. So really before to start, you have to know what you want to do and you have to know your own physical assets before you can start. So that's why I think knowing your assets and knowing yourself is like also like one of the most important things before you can start a business. And this is it for this video, and I hope you will join me in my next video about physical security.